Konnichiwa, Joe.
Konnichiwa.
How are you?
Konnichiwa. Joe des.
Konnichiwa, Joe. Today we had a chat earlier and we decided, well, we've had a chat over the last few days and we decided that we have covered this sufficiently as an introduction. So we would like to move on to covering the digestive system. I might sneeze or not. So I'll just rub all of this out. And perhaps if we can, oh, I can't actually rub this one out. Perhaps if we could actually start by going through a few things that we had covered before in the digestive system and see, yeah, just to refresh our memory.
Okay, now.
Yeah.
Quick question. Do you want me to explain all of the things that we've done again?
In the digestive system?
Yes.
I think so, because then it sort of like gives us, you know, a chance to review things quickly and then we can move on, can't we?
Okay.
Because we haven't actually done the digestive system in quite a long time, have we?
That is true. But love.
Yeah.
You do remember about my explanations? They are not quick. They are very detailed.
Right, and I know that you actually like the digestive system or you find it really easy. So try and shorten explanations if you can. Yeah.
Eraser?
Yeah, oh no, it's because it wasn't coming off. So I had to use a bit of water.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, where are we starting? The stuff that we've covered quickly, really.
You're starting at the mouth.
Yes. What do you understand about the mouth?
We know that there's not actually anything. I know the jaw, but there's nothing to do. But the jaw isn't really the mouth. The mouth is cavity. Is a cavity that allows food through.
Yes, so you do understand it is a cavity. So it's a cavity that also contains a few things that are important to the digestive system, such as
teeth.
Yes, and teeth. Tell me a bit more about the teeth.
So there are different teeth in the body, but each of and people and most adults have around. I know it's like around 32 or something.
Okay.
Yeah, it was around 32. And each of the teeth, the teeth are connected to the jaws.
Mm-hmm.
The lower jaw and the upper jaw.
Okay.
The upper jaw doesn't move, but the lower jaw can, like.
Yeah. Okay, so do it, then I'll do it on the skeleton. It moves? Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. Well done. Yeah. Oh no, you've done it. Let's. Yeah.
Yes, and each of the teeth have different functions.
Mhm.
Like the incisors, they cut.
Mhm.
They cut the teeth.
Mhm.
Chop it. They chop the teeth. No, not the teeth. They chop the food.
Yes.
Because you wouldn't want to eat your teeth. That makes no sense.
Oh no, gosh.
Then
no.
the canine teeth.
Mhm. Yeah.
They're sharp. The sharpest one you have.
Mhm.
They tear the food apart.
Yeah.
And the premolars.
Mhm.
They crush the food.
Mhm.
The molars grind the food.
Fantastic. Uh-huh.
But then there's wisdom teeth.
Yes.
But the wisdom teeth, they may not be. They are massive teeth that won't actually really need to be used now. But if you want to keep them, you can keep them. But most people won't be able to have them because they don't have enough space
in the jaw. Yeah.
And they mostly use the wisdom teeth as an extra molar. In prehistoric times, so there were no ovens, No, actually, no, nothing. There was absolutely no cutlery, no anything that we have today, apart from probably clothes.
Yes.
Apart from clothes
Mm-hmm.
and weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from most of those stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, what's the linkage between prehistoric times and the wisdom teeth?
Because since most of the things that cavemen, cavemen and cavewomen
yeah.
ate,
Mm-hmm.
it would be very tough. Like if you were to eat, if you actually ate mammoth hide, then you would understand then you would understand why they need wisdom teeth, because if eating mammoth, that is really thick, really thick.
Yes.
And really tough, so they would have to have extra teeth to make sure that they can actually eat it.
Okay. Good. So you do still need the skeleton to demonstrate the things?
Yes, I like Mr. Scully.
Yeah, but Mr. Wu, you've covered the jaw and the teeth. So what's Mr. Skeleton useful for now?
We're going to use him later for another part.
Yep. Shall we let him rest a little bit now?
Okay, and Mr. Scully, I'm very sorry about your arm.
I dislocated the arm so that I could learn about the arm. The arm is just here. I'll put it back.
I play with the arm. I'm like...
I know you used to play with it, always play with the arm. So do you want me to put it back, or do you think you want to play with this?
Yeah, I still want to play with it later.
Okay, so don't put it back. Okay, yeah, I'll leave it there. Yeah, so we've covered the teeth. Shall we do the tongue? Yep. What is a tongue, if you were to describe it?
Muscle.
Well done. Yep.
I can move around like...
And what are its functions in terms of the digestive system?
It rolls the food into a bolus,
Mm-hmm.
and it can also crush the food here,
Mm-hmm.
against
Yeah. Against the
crushing it against the roof of the tongue.
Yeah, or
I
the
mean
teeth.
mouth.
Yeah.
I am mixing up my words a lot.
It's fine.
Then it rolls the tongue into it rolls the food into a bolus,
Mm-hmm.
and crushes the food at the
Against-
roof of the mouth.
Yeah.
And there are some other things that it do, but they're not related to the digestive system.
Okay, tell me since you know. Yep, well done.
So, since you could have no idea what I said, how are you today?
Oh, thank you. I'm fine, thank you. Yep.
Good.
So,
The tongue helps people speak.
yes.
If you didn't have a tongue, you couldn't speak.
Yep. And then shall we move on? Have you finished with the review?
Yes, because I'm not going into detailed.
Okay, yes. I just wanted an overview, really, just so that we have a way to say, okay, now we know this, perhaps we can move to the next stage. Do you want to quickly go over the salivary glands?
Okay, the salivary glands create saliva,
Mm-hmm.
which has an enzyme called... I forgot.
What does the enzyme do?
Alimase or something like that.
Tell me first, what does the enzyme do? Then I'll let you know. Then if you
breaks
haven't
down
remembered.
starch.
Yeah.
So most carbohydrates have starch.
Mm-hmm.
Into sugar, a
Mm-hmm.
nice sugar, like the actual sugar that some people use to make coffee.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there is another enzyme that breaks down fat.
Uh-huh.
I still remember that enzyme, but I forgot both of the names.
You forgot your
But it has been a
enzymes.
while.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said it's good for us to just have a quick.
Amylase. I know.
Well
I
done.
know the one amylase.
Yeah, well
Amylase
done.
is the one that breaks down starch.
Yep. The computer is frozen a bit. Oh yeah, you're back.
Okay, so the amylase is the one that breaks down starch.
Yep.
Amylase. Amylase.
And the other one, the one that you're thinking about in terms of fats.
Is it Embolies?
No, it starts with an L.
L.
Mm-hmm.
I said L.
Yes.
The maze.
No, L-mase. Lipase.
Lipase.
Do you remember that?
I don't remember most of them.
I know, don't worry. As long as you remember, as long as you say salivary enzymes, you know, that should be sufficient. What is saliva made of?
Salivary and I'm just going to say enzymes.
Yeah, but what does it contain?
Amylase.
No, saliva. If you look at saliva, you would say it's a...
Liquid.
Yeah, and what do most liquids contain?
H2O.
Yes. And also, you remember we talked about something and you said you have respect for it.
Was it the periodic table?
No, mucus. In terms of what saliva contains.
Oh yeah, the saliva contains mucus, because I remember mucus is kind of like let's say that there's a prison break,
Mm-hmm.
and the white blood, the prison break, and the prisoners, the criminals are bacteria.
Yeah.
The white blood cells are the police, but the bacteria is too far away, so the mucus
Mm-hmm.
is kind of like some kind of slime or goo.
Yeah.
That will trap all of the prisoners.
Yeah.
That will trap the prisoners until the police come.
Yep.
Or the white blood cells come, and then they can destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
Or in prison terms, just arrest them and they go back to prison in a high security cell to make sure they will never get out again.
Yep. Well done. So in a way, although you needed to be reminded of what the saliva contains, what do you think? Do you think you need to go over it again, or do you think you can do it on your own?
Yes, I think I can do it on my own because remember it's been
since we haven't done saliva since March. So it's almost 2 months. Yeah, so it's good to. Oh yeah, go on. Sorry.
Yes, but remember, I have learned I've learned around over 100 things in the space of 2 months. So I think.
No, there's nothing wrong with forgetting some things a bit, but forgetting shows you that you still need to keep going over things that you have learned. That's how people remember, because your memory needs to be reminded in order for you to store things in the longer term. So it's good, to keep reviewing stuff. Even if you feel you know it really, really well, just go over it a bit, then you'll know it even more.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so we are now leaving the mouth, aren't we?
I'll miss you, mouth. At least I still have one.
Okay, so if I might draw, don't laugh. That's the nose, by the way. And these are a person's lips. I'm just trying to make it open. And this is the jaw. That's not too pointy. How is that? Okay. So now we've been inside the mouth. Oh no! Did we do where salivary glands are located?
I think we did. We said some of them is around here.
Yeah, under the jaw, yeah?
Under the jaw.
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember what those ones are.
Yeah.
And then... what are the other ones?
The parotid, just in front of the ear.
Just in front... Like that?
There. Can you see where I'm touching? Not at the back there. Look at me.
Touching the back. I'm touching what you're touching.
No, this is my ear, and I'm touching there.
That's what I'm touching.
No, you're touching there. You're touching behind your ear. They're in front of your ear.
I was touching the front.
No, that's your ear. So you need to touch in front of the ear. Just there. Yeah. And then other ones are under the tongue. So you must remember that because they are glands, right? They are producing the saliva, and the saliva needs to get into the mouth. And the saliva needs to get into the mouth, so there has to be a duct or a channel that will move the saliva from the gland into the mouth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it okay if I also draw something like that?
Yeah. If you draw a bigger one, that's even better.
Okay, I'm gonna try.
It's just that because we need to get to the oesophagus, and you were saying that it's such a simple tube, you know, it will just take a minute to do. So I wanted to show you that actually, if you are connecting it to the mouth, there are actually a few more things that you may need to learn.
Okay.
Yeah. Done?
Yes.
Fantastic. So then obviously this is the mouth here, the one with the little dots around it, and obviously the tongue will be sort of here, but we're not drawing or any of that. We are now focusing on the oesophagus, which is, do you know what it is?
Isn't it like a tube that goes, that the bolus goes down the tube?
Yeah.
Stomach.
Yep.
It's a long thin tube that the bolus goes down.
Yeah. So you can say yes, it's a tube perhaps that connects, you know, the entrance of the stomach to the back of the mouth. And the back of the mouth is called the... Just
for a mouth?
Yeah, just at the back there. If you're opening, you're opening your... Do you know? Starts with a T.
A T.
Yeah.
Throat.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought there was like a more scientific name that you wanted.
There is a more scientific name, but obviously because we're starting this, we just need to first of all get it simplified, and then we'll go harder. Or do you just want to go harder first?
I think I prefer this one.
You prefer to start with the throat. So obviously we're elongating our person. So this is the throat there. And the scientific name for a throat is it's called a pharynx.
Pharynx. That's an interesting name.
Yeah, I know. So that is the throat.
Okay.
Yeah. And so the throat, you know, obviously remember we're swallowing food, so the food will need to go down. If the stomach is here somewhere, the food will need to go down to join the stomach. But what I want you to remember about this pharynx is that there is something here called a larynx. Have you ever tried to swallow food and then found that you are coughing because the food has gone down the wrong way?
What?
Yes. Okay. That is because... Are you okay? Because you are shaking your head and then nodding at the same time. That is because this larynx leads to two different tubes. One at the front, which is called a trachea. I'm sure you've heard of it.
Nope.
You've not heard of the trachea. It's for breathing. Which means it allows air to pass, to nose, and lungs really. Nose, mouth and lungs. Nose, mouth and lungs. So the trachea will become important when we are covering the respiratory system, but we do need to know it for now, simply because it's connected to the back of the throat. And the other reason why we've drawn the nose is just to show that from here it's more like this. We'll correct this diagram as we are going. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you need to sort of, if this is the nose, right? So you need this to come there, and it also comes into there in the mouth. So this is our mouth. Does that make sense a little bit?
Yep.
So,
yes, it does.
Okay, so the main idea really is that the tube from the nose, the opening from the nose and the opening of the mouth are connected.
Okay.
And they come together at a place called the larynx, and the larynx usually is called the voice box.
Oh, that's what it. Oh, I've heard of the voice box.
Yeah, it's more of a muscle. It's more of a muscle, really. But because we're just wanting you to sort of appreciate, this area. We're not covering this or that at all. We're just going to go down into the oesophagus.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you like, at the top there, there's a tiny bit of muscle that if you are swallowing food, because as you can imagine, these two areas are connected, which means that both food and air come into there, don't they?
Yes.
And so if they're both coming into there, you need a way to control, say, if food is coming down, to make sure that food doesn't enter into the trachea and go to your lungs, yeah?
Isn't there something that actually closes and then opens? And closes.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to tell you about. It's called, do you know what it's called?
I heard of it from a doctor show, but I forgot the name.
Okay, it's called an epiglottis. So it's epiglottis. And all that really means is that this little entrance into the trachea is called a glottis.
Okay.
So epi means on top of the glottis. Does that make sense?
On top of the glottis?
Yeah, it's in cover of the glottis. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So your food bolus, right? It's coming in from your mouth. There, you've chewed it, mixed it with saliva, you've broken down your food, chewed the food, mixed it with saliva, and then swallowed it. It enters your throat, your pharynx obviously, and then it goes down. The minute you swallow, your brain tells your epiglottis, it's time to close. This person is eating food. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And the epiglottis
so the electrical signals come.
Yeah.
And say, hey, you, yes, I'm talking to you, epiglottis.
Yeah.
You need to close.
Yeah, so that food doesn't go into the lungs.
And then the epiglottis sends the message back to the brain and says, okay.
Yeah, thank you. I am closing now. So then it sort of comes over like this. and close that little space there. You don't need to draw that, but you just need to understand the concept.
I'm drawing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm drawing
The entire thing.
the pharynx.
Pharynx, yeah. I'll leave it there for you anyhow. So then it closes, and then this will then allow your bolus to enter into your
Okay, so wait, mouth labeling. Mouth.
Ah, right, yeah.
And here is the pharynx.
Mm-hmm. Pharynx.
Pharynx.
Yeah.
Pharynx.
Yeah. Which is the throat.
Okay. How do you spell esophagus? Okay, there. Wait, esophagus.
Yeah. You see, this is an S, right? You know, sometimes when I write it.
Lav?
Yes.
It kind of sounds like someone saying, oi! Yeah, oi, esophagus.
Yeah.
But it's esophagus.
Yeah. So then, so that concept of the epiglottis is quite an important concept for you to know and remember, because imagine if there was no epiglottis there, people would be choking all the time because food would be going down the wrong way.
And then it will just go.
Yeah, into the lungs, and people will be coughing up, will be having to cough up all the time. Imagine if we were all, as we're eating, we're coughing as well, spluttering about, then trying to eat again, and then coughing and spluttering about.
Okay, that would release a lot of. Firstly, that would just everyone would lose their appetite.
Absolutely.
And secondly, a lot of that would spread a lot of germs.
Mm-hmm.
Thirdly, that is just downright disgusting.
I know. So yeah. So then think about it. It's such a tiny little muscle, but it's so important.
It stops people from being sick. Stops people from choking. And stops people just feeling disgusted.
Yeah. Or coughing up and spluttering everywhere and spreading their
Yes, that's
germs.
what I meant by choking.
Oh, okay, yeah. And then as well as you are swallowing, the voice muscles as well, come together just to give that extra support to the epiglottis to make sure that 100% of the food will go into the esophagus and not the larynx and not the trachea, sorry. It's really important. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Fantastic. So then, I just want to draw it a bit more straight, that's all, because I feel as though it's leaning to one side. So then, yeah. Are you okay?
I'm trying to send an electrical message to the epiglottis to say thank you.
Oh, okay. But remember, all these things just happen involuntary. You don't need to think about it, it just happens.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we get to your friend, which you say it is just a tube. Why you spend time? But I mean, for us to get here.
Not the tube anymore because you hold the epiglottis, the trachea, and so many things that are really important. So you are not just a tube.
Yeah. And it allows your bolus to come down, and get to the stomach. Because without the esophagus, what will happen to the food?
I forgot to put epiglottis.
Ah, right.
I did not get a chance.
Yeah. So without the oesophagus, what will happen to the food?
Plop.
Could it
Well, it
possibly
wouldn't
get
really
there?
have any way to get to the stomach, would it? Because
No.
the esophagus is a tube that will guide the food to the stomach, and then without the esophagus, it will just be going to a random place, and you wouldn't even get any of the nutrients that it actually has, and then basically you wouldn't actually be eating it.
Yeah, true. So I want you to know, to actually be aware that there are diseases that cause the opening of the oesophagus to narrow down.
Okay.
Yeah, just so that you know, is a side thing, because we'll come back to what happens when things go wrong.
A pig lotus.
Yeah. So, if food narrows down, then when those people eat food, it just comes up. Not very good.
Wait, what do you mean comes up?
Well, what do you think I mean?
Do you mean like this vomit or?
Yeah. It's just involuntary food that just comes up because it has nowhere to go. Some of it might just sit there and actually start to rot. Some of it comes up. And when it comes up,
if that ever happens to you, I recommend use some mouthwash.
yeah. But obviously, sometimes you need surgery to then open the esophagus a little bit, so that food can then go in. The esophagus is a muscular tube. You do know that? Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it has what we call long and circular muscles. Yeah, and because it has these long muscles going downwards and circular ones. So if you think about it, it's sort of like has long muscles going down like that, and then circular ones going down like that. Can you see that? I know it's faint, but I intentionally made it faint.
Yes, I can see that.
Okay, good. So the reason why it has why do you think it has those circular muscles?
I actually don't know.
Oh, right. It's simple to assist with the movement of the yeah.
Of the digestive system?
Of the bolus, because we're trying to get the bolus into the stomach. So think about it. It's more like this, right? Okay, so it's more like this, right? And it has these circular muscles these longitudinal muscles going down and circular ones going down that way as a circle. So when a food bolus comes there, these muscles are able to tighten, and some of them are able to relax and then allow the food to move down. So it's more like, there is the bolus is coming in. In order for it to move down, the muscles behind the bolus tighten, squeeze like that. Can you see that? So this is our bolus. It's in a tube, right? If the muscles here tighten, then it means there is more pressure, right, behind it, and something is forcing it to move forward, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or to move down in this case. And that's what keeps happening. So it will be forced down that way a little bit, and as soon as it gets there, the muscles behind it there tighten as well, while the ones that in front of it relax. Does that make sense?
Yes.